That's fine. That's fine. Alright, cool. Hey, I'm about to start my live stream thing, so if you're gonna walk by or whatever, go back around, please. Alright, cool. Hey, I'm about to start my live stream thing, so if you're gonna walk by or whatever, go back around, please. There.
Welcome back. And welcome back to From the Verse. This is number 7, and we are going to be talking about... Yes?
Walk by or whatever, go back around.
We're going to be talking about more ships. And... okay, we're going to have to start that over, because I keep hearing you talking back there.
Oh, do you actually hear me?
Oh, yeah. Now, why do I hear music playing?
I don't know.
I hear your speakers, I think.
Oh.
I have
Well,
everything stopped.
Okay. Because I've got my headphones
And
on
welcome
right now,
back
so the speakers.
to From Verse.
I
This is
have
number 7, and
people
we're
watching
going to be
stream.
talking about... Yes? We're going to be talking about more ships.
I want to know why
and,
this continues to play.
okay, I have to start that over, because I'm hearing you talking back there.
Oh, do you actually hear me?
Oh.
There we go. I got rid of the extra one. I was playing like 100 million copies of this thing. Okay. Okay, here we go. Professionals here.
And I don't know why. Okay. For some reason, it won't let me do video. Are you there, Mr. E?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, all right, just making sure.
Yeah, so figure out your video thing.
Okay.
And take 3. Okay, I'll put it back again.
Do you have your little video button turned off? You know you can mute your microphone, right?
Do you have your video thing turned off?
Okay, hang on. Turn off the Xbox, turn on my brother's computer. I'm going to hang up the call and call me again, okay?
Okay.
There. Okay. You can see
All
me?
right. Yeah, I see you.
Sweet.
Not that I want to or anything.
Sending video at medium.
Stop moving your camera.
All right. All right, cool. Let's get this show on the road.
Yeah, you're just deliberately sitting on the far side of your camera. Center your camera. Center your camera. Can you hear me?
You can walk. It's okay.
Can you hear me? Are you having a hard time hearing me?
Yeah, you're real quiet. Like, I can barely hear you.
Yeah, center your camera.
Better?
I need to turn your volume up.
Like, I have no idea why, but you were like I can barely hear you.
You got your volume turned down?
It shouldn't be. Like, I don't know why it would all of a sudden.
Because I'm blasting in the
Let's see. Audio settings. Speakers. No, it says it's on. It's like 3/4 up. I'll turn it up all the way.
Oh, that's fine. I'm going to check mine.
Maybe could it be on your end?
That's what I'm checking. Hang on.
Okay. Oh, there. Whoa, there we go. I can hear a generator going on in the background.
Yeah, I just wanted to go all over the place. It's changing automatically. What's going on?
That's weird.
My volume's just like adjusting on its own.
Huh. All
I was
right.
watching it just, and it's still moving. It just moved again.
Okay.
What the heck is going on? Okay, but you can hear me now, right?
Yes. Oh.
Okay, Ross, hey. You probably can hear me now, though.
Yes, I can.
Okay, so let's start this bad thing over again.
Okay.
And shh.
This video's been playing the whole time. Hi, everybody.
Shh.
Sorry.
Welcome back to our third attempt at From the Verse number 7. This is the one where we're going to talk about the Starfarer, and we're also going to talk a little bit about the Mustang. We have Cat's Lion with us today, and he's going to be talking about the Starfarer, and I'll be talking about the Mustang, but we'll also be talking back and forth about that. So let me go ahead and end this and jump right into it. All right, cats, you should be up now. There should be a video now. Very embarrassed. Playing music earlier while we were waiting to get set up, YouTube stepped in and said we can't play that music, even though that music that I was playing came from a site that said it was copywritten or copyright free or whatever they call it, like free to use, so I was so I don't know, maybe somebody changed their mind and decided their music was going to be copywritten, but that recording that I downloaded, I thought it was going to be totally, without rights. So I don't know. I'll just have to make sure I don't use that music anymore on the live stream or I'll lose my rights. All right. So Cats, let's talk about what we're doing in Star Citizen. To get ready for Star Citizen. Like, what are you doing? What have you been doing over the last couple of weeks?
Well, the most recent thing I just did is I just got my brand new 5.1 surround sound system, Logitech Z507 or something like that, 507, 508. Just got that. Sounds amazing. And then the second thing I'm doing, on Wednesday, I will be receiving my X55 Rhino.
Nice.
Yes, so I'm extremely excited for that. Noise, yes. So I'm very excited for that.
Okay.
And I guess the other thing is I'm just trying to help keep our site up. I dropped down a little chunk of change for us to help keep our site going. I mean, being this game is going to not be out for another 2 to 3 years, we need to make sure our site's up that long.
Now, are you one of the few that went through and did those surveys to get some extra days too?
I did one.
Okay.
I did one. I got 6 days, and then I got us a year.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. Cool.
And I plan when I have money again to do another year.
Nice.
So, I really want to make sure our site is up and running when this game eventually hits.
Right.
It'll suck if it's down a year after, for a whole year while this game isn't going. It kind of defeats the purpose of having it.
Right.
So,
we'll wait till it starts and then we'll close shop.
Yeah, exactly. But those are the big things I'm doing this week. Nice.
Okay.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. I'm sure the unit appreciates that. Now I've got what am I doing? I'm hitting wave 14 on a regular basis. I have not hit 15 yet. That's a stretch goal of mine. I find that it's easier to hit it with certain weapons. The Omni-Sky laser cannons in the past have done me well. I hit a Vandal once or maybe twice, and it's completely destroyed. And maybe after this last patch, things might have changed. I'm going to have to check because they said something about balancing the weapons too. So we'll see. I haven't really done a lot of practicing since this last patch came out. I've recorded a few of our some more Star Charts videos. Those are a challenge for me. I don't know if you know this, but I do. Okay, with my editing software, which is called Sony Vegas, you can only have so many layers of video before it just stops. And each world on my star chart is a layer. And if there's more than about 7 planets, I have to film the first 7 and then bring that one video back into it once it's done rendering and treat that as one layer and then add like 6 more planets on top of it. So it becomes like a recording of a recording, and then on top of that, if I want to have any text like what the planet's about or anything like that, I'll have to run it through the thing again. So it's like I'm running it through the wash, a couple of times. On the smaller systems, where there's only 3 or 4 planets, that's no problem because I can do all 3 or 4 planets all at the same time with the text, and it's all good. But that's why I've been shooting for the planet systems that have the least number of planets so that I can get them done in one pass. But there was a couple of the older systems that I did that I had to go through 2 or 3 times. But we've got quite a few systems done now. If you guys are interested in checking out the star charts, we've got the Killian system, Davian, Ellis, Goss, Terra, Coral, Magnus, and I just finished Centauri. So I was thinking about doing maybe Tiber next, or probably Tiber is going to be the next one to come out. But though, yeah, those are pretty easy. It's like I just use what the information that they losing you. Hold on. Yeah, we lost you there for a second.
There we go. I don't know what's going on. Believe me, my Skype has been acting up so bad lately.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyways, continue.
Now there's a lot of static. I don't know what I'm hearing, but yeah. It's like, okay, that sounds better. Actually, now I'm hearing static.
There we go. I'm somewhat back.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
for the love of God.
yeah, just turn your video off and then turn it back on. Can you? What are you typing?
Oh, nothing. Sorry, I'm good.
No, but I mean, like,
I have
what?
no idea what's going on. I apologize.
Why can't you just hit? Why can't you just hit?
But it won't,
Turn
it
on
won't let me
video.
do video.
When you click it, at first it was telling me we have an internet connection. Is what it was telling me. We have an internet connection problem, like you've got low internet or something.
See, and I don't know why. Our internet's
Yeah, it says connection speed is super slow.
I don't know. You may have to do this without me, Mr. E.
No, you can stay with a picture, but yeah, it's just saying that you've got I don't know, our connection between each other is a super slow connection.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's because we're streaming, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
What happened? I got an advertisement now.
Woo!
Okay, I had to get what? I can't get rid of the advertisement. Wow. Okay, I've got this solved.
Sweet.
Yeah, I mean you're not going to be on screen, but but we got it. We got that solved though.
That's good. I'm glad. I'm very glad. Jeez.
Yeah. Okay. So we got your voice anyway.
Woo!
And if I wanted to, I could go like this, and I could move him over there, and there we go. We got a stick man for you.
Sweet.
There you go. Okay. Some other things I've been doing. I'm working on the flight manual. What I'm using is the, mainly for our new recruits once we get them. I know I've got a couple of years to work on this to get everything hashed out, but once we start getting into maybe some fun competitive fighting, we're going to need that manual up like ASAP. So I'm using my voice recognition software that comes with Windows 7 to actually help me write the manual. So I'm just speaking into the computer and it's writing it for me.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm pretty cool with that. There's a few words I have to edit. Like when I say sweet, it wants to type in SWEET instead of SUITE.
Yeah.
Like a sensor sweet is like sweet like candy.
Oh, okay.
And so, but it'll figure it out. And I can go in later and like edit the few words that it misses.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's pretty much what I'm doing there. Now, let's talk about some current events in the verse. Okay. Anything happen in the verse that our audience needs to know about?
Honestly, I haven't had a chance to be on the website today, or this past week, so I honestly don't know. I've been busy this whole week. So that's going to be up to you to figure that one out this time.
Yeah, I looked. There's nothing going on. The only
Okay.
thing that they have going on is they're selling T-shirts and big deal. And
Okay. Actually, I will admit, I did get on once. I want one of those dang dog tags.
yeah, so does everyone else in the world. So
And they are not. I don't know how. I have no clue how many they've put out. When they first put it up on their page. But the last 2 times I've gone on, it's 0 every time.
right, it's going to be 0 forever
Ugh.
because they make them and then they sell them to everybody in the office. No, I don't know. They pretty much probably have pre-orders already set, so when they get a new shipment and it's already sold, so they send them out. That's probably what's going on. But that's okay. I don't need a dog tag right away. But this is what you'll probably get excited about. This. Did you watch 10 for the Chairman?
No, I didn't. What happened?
They have. Okay, are you ready for this?
Yeah. Okay. I'm holding on to my seat.
They have a 10-inch die-cast model of the Constellation.
You've got to be kidding me. No way.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
And it's on there with the moving parts and everything where you can like open up
No way.
the cargo bay and you can move the engines and slide the fast travel stuff. The turrets move and stuff. You gotta watch 10 for the Chairman. You'll see it in there. It's he said that everyone that's a backer for the Constellation should get one.
That will be awesome.
Yeah, it's a 10-inch model. It looks like it's bigger than that, but it's all 12-10. It's hard to tell, but yeah, it's a pretty big model, and that's something that if they were to sell, he's talked about maybe selling those, and he says if he sells them, he has to get with Sandy to see what the deal is with that. But if they sell them, that's going to be like something I might have to buy. I might get a couple, not just that one. I mean, I'm sure they're going to do other ships, hopefully, and I'll get a bunch of different ships, because I do a lot of like role playing and stuff like that. And a 10-inch Constellation is not really big enough, but it is pretty big, so.
Is that the little ship that they're probably going to be shipping with the because I know if you bought anything at least up with the Constellation package, which I did, I know you get a little die-cast ship. Did they say
that's
anything?
The one they're talking about? Yeah, that's
oh
the
my
one they
gosh.
said. Yeah, it's
yes.
going to be shipped. So watch the 10 for the Chairman later and check that out. That's the one thing that was really stood out to me. Another thing, I want to talk about 10 for the Chairman just for a second. I don't mean to berate or belittle anybody, okay? But there is a guy that asks a question. There's actually a couple of questions in 10 for the Chairman that have been answered like 100 times already, okay?
Oh.
Either on Wingman's Hangar, or maybe even around the verse, or maybe even on their website, and they're specifically the only people that can ask questions on 10 for the Chairman are subscribers. And so every subscriber has access to the jump points. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this guy asked a question. I don't remember what the question was. But Chris Roberts gets on there and says, you should already know this because you're a subscriber, and this has already been talked about in the jump points. And he got kind of, I was like, I wouldn't want to get on the bad side of Chris Roberts, man. He was kind of, telling this guy to go pack sand or something. But then he backed up and he said, okay, you might just not know this answer, right? So I'm going to tell you the answer again, right? So he tells us the answer again, and it was all good, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he moves on. But my thinking on this is, I know that there's more than just 10 questions a week being asked Chris Roberts. There's probably hundreds. Okay, maybe not that many, but at least dozens, right?
Yeah.
He picked what questions he wants to answer.
That's true.
Yeah, so why did he pick that one if he knew it was a stupid question?
Yeah, maybe what he's trying to do is he's trying to, be like, hey, okay, look, we've heard these questions 1,000 times. Stop asking them.
Right,
hopefully
right,
that's what
right.
he's doing.
Yeah, hopefully that is what he's doing, what it actually worked because it made me think. Before I start asking a stupid question, I'm going to make sure I find the answer before I just ask some stupid question.
Nice.
But that's one reason why I put up on our forums on our site for if anybody has any questions to ask them there. and then I'll try to answer them if I already know the answer. And if not, because I'm a subscriber, I'll put it on the 10 for the Chairman and see if they'll get answered there, you know?
Yeah, oh, that's smart. Okay.
Yeah, that way we can all kind of, because like not everybody in our unit's a subscriber, you know, so they might not.
It'll give them a chance, even though without having to spend the $250 to become a subscriber.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Well, it doesn't cost that much, but okay.
Oh, I thought. Okay, my mistake.
No, it's like $15 a month. I'm paying like $10 or $15 a month to be a subscriber.
Oh, okay. I thought. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I guess I'm talking about the Imperator. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. You can be a subscriber if you want. But I'm a subscriber, and why am I subscribing? You know, really, technically, why? Because I don't get anything for it. You know, not really. I mean, I get access to the subscriber forum. I get a subscriber chat, which I never use, and then I get the jump point, which is pretty cool. That's really cool. But the reason why I'm subscribing is because I just want to make sure that this game succeeds. So I want to make sure they get some money for the deal. You know.
Yeah, that's kind of why I've got so much for it too.
And I play MMOs that I pay $15 a month and play, and I've got like. Speaking of which, I play Elder Scrolls Online, right? Mm-hmm. I haven't played that game in over a month. I mean, literally, I've not played that game in over a month, and I pay $15 a month to play that game. So I've just threw $15 in the toilet, right?
Yeah.
But not really. I mean, I'm keeping their game alive and stuff like that, but I don't think I'm going to be going back to the game. That's the problem. I think that I've pretty much given up on that game. There are too many other games out there that are keeping my interest. That why do I even need to play Elder Scrolls? Yeah, it's a fantasy game. It is pretty fun to play for a little while, but it got to a point where it was all the same thing over and over, and it was kind of just fantasy boring stuff. It just didn't hold my interest, you know. I'm digging the Defiance game. I'm playing that and going first-person shooter all the way, you know, with that. And that's pretty cool. And I like the TV show Defiance, and it's kind of ties in with it. And then there's the XCOM. I'm playing that, and I beat both versions, the Enemy Unknown and then Enemy Within, a couple of times each. And I was like, okay, I'll go shelf this thing and never play it again. And then I saw a YouTube guy say, you know, hey, I've got this new mod you could get at the Nexus for XCOM. It changes it into the Long War and changes the way the mechanics of the game, and it's really cool and all that stuff. And I said, let's try this. So I'm trying it, and I'm really digging the Long War. Nice. Yeah, it makes the game hard, which it wasn't before because I beat it like 4 times. Okay, but I mean, really, I could have beaten that game with my eyes closed and my hands tied behind my back, using my big toe to move the mouse. I mean, it was that easy. But now, well, shoot, it was made by the same people that make Civ, you know. But then the Civilization, and then but now with the mod, it's like the aliens are tough, man. They fight back. They don't just stand there and let me kill them. Okay, and that's on the easiest level. Okay, so I'm playing that, and I'm digging it, and I'm playing that like after midnight. You know, I do a little live streaming on that, and that's about it. Okay, so let's talk about Star Citizen. Let's get back to Star Citizen. Let's see what we got here. Okay, let's talk about the Starfarer and the Mustang. Okay, do you want to go first? Now I'll go first.
Okay,
I'll
you go first.
We'll save the coup de grace, if you want to call it that, or whatever, for the end.
Sounds good to me.
What did I just do? I just clicked on something. Okay, there it is. Let's go to left monitor. There it is. Okay, we got the Mustang here. The reason why I want to talk about the Mustang is because it's a single-seat fighter, you know, and we are, you know, a fighter squadron and as a primary role, but we have other roles too. But I'm basically focusing on the fighters, and it's a starter ship. It's made by Consolidated Outlands, so it was made kind of as an alternative to the Aurora, probably, you know, where you can just get a small ship pretty cheap, and it has pretty much the same capabilities as the Aurora, but What I'm going to do is I'm going to compare it to the Aurora. Let's click on compare. Let's scroll over here to the Aurora. Where is it? Ever it is? There it is. And then compare the selected. Okay, so now we got our two right here. Size-wise, I'm talking about the Mustang now. It's shorter in length by 2.5 meters. It's taller, and I think it's mainly because of the way the wings sit. It's a lot taller. It's I'm sorry, that's wide. It's wider because of the way the wings are. And also it's a couple of meters taller because of the wings. It's a little bit heavier, not by much, because the Aurora's 7,000 and the Mustang is 11,000 kilograms. Cargo capacity. Well, the Aurora can carry 16 freight units, and this tells me the Mustang carries 0. Wait a second. I could have swore the Mustang could have a cargo pod in the back. But okay. And then it says max crew is 1 person for both. Max power plant. The Mustang's got a bigger power plant. It's a 3. And it comes with a standard 2, but you could up it to a 3. And it has primary thrust is 2 TR2s, where the Aurora has 1 TR3. Now, how does that relate? Is the 2 TR2s going to be like a 4? Or is it going to be like a 3? You know, like every additional thruster is half its value or something. We don't know really yet. I don't know how I'm not a physicist, so I don't know how the math works when it comes to thrust. Okay, and then we go to the factory engines. Of course, they're consolidated Outland magma jet engines. Same number of maneuvering thrusters, which tells me it's going to be less maneuverable than an Aurora because it's heavier. Okay, so if it has the same thrusters as an Aurora, it's going to be less maneuverable. And is it supposed to be a fighter? I don't think so. I thought it was supposed to be a cargo. It says this ultralight materials alloy sometimes considered. It says it weighs less than the Aurora. Stylish spacecraft that weighs less than the Aurora. But then when I look over here at the Aurora, it says 7,000 kilograms, and this one's 11,000 kilograms.
That's no cargo mass. Not.
Yeah,
yeah, you're right.
That means without cargo.
Yeah.
At the expense of some stability. Okay, now these 16 freight units, once you add those onto the Aurora, are they going to? That will make it heavier. Sure, I'm sure. But just without cargo, it's not lighter. Okay, max shields. It can't have as much shields as the Aurora. So right now, the Aurora is a better fighter than the Mustang, according to what I'm seeing. The shields are pretty much the same. Weapons. It's going to have 2 coming soons, whatever that means. And then, which is probably about the same. You know, it's probably going to have about the same. But it says Class 4 coming soon. Okay, a Class 4 is a turret, like the Hornet. You know, not a man turret, but just like a little turret, where the Aurora has missiles and the Mustang does not. So I'm looking at the Mustang's not really as good as an Aurora, in my opinion. And then now the additional equipment that the Aurora has is that store all mini compartment box that it carries, and who knows what this Mustang's going to have. It says coming soon. So the Mustang's going to have a little gimbaled turret. Looks like it might be a chin gun. And then it's going to have its wing tip guns. And maneuverability and stuff. It looks like the Aurora is going to be more maneuverable unless it's carrying cargo. So what does the Mustang do best? Like, what makes it a better vessel than any of the other vessels? It's probably cheap. It's probably inexpensive. So, like, if you just needed to get a ship and you needed to fly, it probably is a good choice for that. Now, why would I get one? Well, it looks cool. I'll say that. And, you know, it's if I need something as a throwaway ship, or if I'm running out of money, I might get one of those just to get back on my feet. But you can't get back on your feet because it doesn't carry cargo. So and it doesn't seem like it'd be a very good fighter. So I don't really know what good it would be.
You would have to be like purely like a scout fighter. You know, some merchant going out needs a little bit of cover. That's exactly what your job would be.
Yeah, you just maybe information runner or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, something that you don't need cargo. You can just carry it in your computer or something.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's got to be what it is because it just doesn't. Or hopefully these are not correct stats.
Well, yeah, the game still has 2 years. They could change.
Right, and they can fix that. They can make because it just doesn't seem like it's worth it. Well, I don't know if it's free. Yeah, it'll be worth it. But the Aurora Essentials seems to be a little bit better than the Mustang. Who knows? Mustang might be one of those type of fighters that like poor planets have,
Yeah.
or something. It's not like it's a Hornet or a Gladius,
Yeah.
So what do you think about it?
The Mustang.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's I don't know. Being that normally if I ever go fighter or anything like that, I love to have the big, huge, heavy hitter, the thing it's basically like a flying tank. So personally for me, I'm not too fond of the little, small, agile fighter. I guess like agile compared to like the Hornet. It's never really been my thing. So I don't think I'll get it. But I think it's cool that they're giving these little options, these lower ranking ships, because we need them. Not everybody will be able to just start right off with a Hornet, or who knows what's better than that, a Super Hornet or something like that. So I think it's a good starter ship, but past that, it'll be like, yeah, I got this ship. A week later, okay, this ship can go to the junkyard, and that's what I really think will happen.
Yeah, like somebody will get that ship and then as soon as they can trade it in for something better, they will.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's what I think they're going to have to do with that.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, the Mustang. It sounded like it was going to be a great ship. It could still be a great ship. All they have to do is make it a great ship. They don't have to let it be what it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just because I think it looks like a pretty cool fighter. Mm-hmm. To me, it could very easily be a pretty cool fighter, and they could even make it have some cargo or maybe more than one passenger. They could easily do all that to it still because it hasn't.
Well, I guess with that, I think it's fine staying the single passenger because there has to be single passenger ships. It's a fighter. I mean, the only other thing that I guess is thinking of what is it, like an F-18 or something like that, where it has two
Mm-hmm.
passengers in it. One's the main pilot, but then the other one's the armaments. That'd be the only reason why I'd want in a fighter spaceship or
right.
ship would be for that sole reason. Anything else? I think is more like the Avenger, where you've got you have the pilot, and then you have all the crew or the things in the back to store all the, all your what am I trying to think of? The people that you when you're bounty hunting, your bounties, you can put them in the back. So that'd be the only other reason why I'd want more in a ship that size and that particular class.
Okay.
But that's my opinion.
Yeah. Well, all right. So now let's talk about the Starfarer. The main subject of this video is going to really be the Starfarer because I know you've had a little bit prepared. So, and I've got some pictures available.
Oh,
let me put some of them up.
Okay. While he's doing that, the first thing I'll say is, okay. So everyone if you don't know it, the Starfarer is basically the liquid trucker of space. This thing is massive, and the thing is is meant to carry is liquid. It is mainly it's also a refueler also. So if you're out on a long haul with a large group of other ships and you know you won't make it, but you're out in the middle of a space, you need to bring one of these ships along with you to help fuel up all your ships the same way that the actual Navy does. They actually bring tanker ships with them when they're out on patrol to refuel on the go, and that's exactly what this ship is its role. It is one, a tanker, and second, a refueler. Okay. Its mass null mass cargo, is 143,520 kilograms. That is huge. And the only reason why it is that massive is because it is hauling liquid, and so it needs to haul a lot. And this thing is massive for that reason. Cargo capacity is 900 freight units. Length is 90.3 meters. Height is 20 meters, and beam is 25 meters. So this thing is bigger than any. What is it? I think it's only a crew of 2. Anything bigger than that, like I'm not 100% sure if it's bigger or if it's the same size as the what am I thinking of? The Idris, but it's going to be closer, or at least the newest version. I do know that it is bigger than the Constellation, so whenever they resell it, this is the biggest ship that you can buy so far. Let's see. Its max power plant is 6. It's only got 3 engines, 2 Tier 5s and 1 Tier 6. Maneuvering thrusters are 8 TR2s. So this thing isn't going to go anywhere fast. It's, slow lumbering truck. It has, let's see, I know there's weapons somewhere around here. Right here. Weapons, 4 class 2s, and that's it. So I think it's 2 guns on the side of the side and a turret on top. That's it.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing.
So you're not going to be winning any fights in this thing either. This thing is going to be purely you're under attack, defend, and try and get the hell out of there as fast as possible. Okay. So besides all that, like I said, this thing is a trucker, and that's all it's going to be used for, and that's what I'm excited for, being, merchant guy, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm excited to be able to haul tons and tons of freight with this thing. And not just liquid either. Apparently the developers have hinted that you might be able to even carry other things like ships, smaller ships under there, so you could also deliver ships to people as well with this thing. So that'll also be a plus. Besides that, though, there really isn't much more to say on this thing, other than, like I've already said about 4 or 5 times now, this thing is huge, and it's just a tanker. That's all you're going to be doing in this thing. Don't expect to win fights, don't expect to do anything, but expect to do merchant missions with liquid very, very well. So
now, in my most recent Star Chart video, I talk about Centauri, and Centauri is the home of MISC, the MISC headquarters, and they say that they have a factory that make the Starfarers, and then they have ships that come in and they load the Starfarers onto these ships to be carried to other dealerships to be sold. And they're carried inside the larger ship.
Seriously?
That's what it says.
Wow. I mean, I knew there was going to be big ships, but that's huge.
That's going to be huge, yeah.
That's
just big, huge merchant, Nostromo type vessel, with the, aliens all over it.
And I'm pretty sure you've already shown the picture, but there's the picture where it shows with the 3 people under it, just standing there, and you can see that the Starfarer isn't small. The Starfarer is huge.
Oh,
even without its containers under it, it's a big ship. For a ship to hold that thing, I'm excited to see that thing, and I want it already.
Right. Right. It's a pretty cool ship. I mean, it shows that it fills the whole football field, or I guess that's a soccer field, but still,
yeah,
or football if you're European, and yeah. And it looks cool. It's a cool looking ship, and I think that it's going to have more than a crew of 2. You know, when they list the crews on these ships, I think they've hit the wrong number. I don't think it should be max crew. I think with that number that they're listing should be minimum crew. Because just using the Freelancer as an example, it says max crew 2, and then there's 4 crew positions.
I don't understand that either.
And then the Constellation, what is that? Crew of 4? No, you got 3 people in the bridge alone. Then you got 2 turrets and maybe somebody manning the ship, the little fighter craft. So I think that might be the minimum crew. They need to reword that, in my opinion.
That makes a lot of sense.
I don't know though, because when you get to the like Retaliator, it says 6. So
really?
And then
Oh,
and then the I don't know, Hornet is 1. I mean, that would make sense because there's 1 seat.
Yeah. There's not much room for anybody else in that thing.
Right. But yeah, I think this ship looks like it could have maybe 3 or 4 or 5 people in the bridge, just the size of the bridge itself.
Yeah, I mean, it does look big. The only thing I guess I could really think, with it only being 2 is you're hauling cargo. You're not going to be doing much. I mean, the only real things you're going to be doing that maybe need more is you'd have 1 person, piloting and doing the forward-facing guns, the 2nd person up on the turret, and then the 3rd person, I would guess, managing engine systems and shields and, an engineer. So that'd be the only reason for that particular ship why you would need 3, but 4 I think is too much.
What, on the Starfarer?
Yeah, on the Starfarer, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems big.
Yeah, it seems really big. But also remember that with this picture that you already have up right now, you can see that. Well, not that picture, but the last one. You can tell that the majority, the majority of the space is just for the back where the tanks actually sit.
Yeah,
it looks like where most of the crew isn't much. The most of it is just pretty much its engines and its cargo, and there's like very small room for the people inside. So I think that's probably where the thing of like this thing is huge, but then when you really get inside, it'll be like, well, this is cramped.
You don't think the guys could walk from the bridge, climb up above the fuel tanks, and walk all the way back to the back of the ship? I bet you they can.
You might be right. Yeah, I mean,
just to maintain like the fuel pumps and stuff.
Yeah, I think with something like that though, it'd be more of like a blimp or like or whatever. How they've got this inside scaffolding and you just walk through it. I think that's how it'd be more. So it wouldn't be anything like.
I gotcha. Okay.
But that's how I think they should do it. So
yeah, we haven't really seen any inside pictures, is what you're saying.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, we need to hurry up and get some inside pictures on that. That would be pretty cool. Now you couldn't pledge for this, could you?
No, I wasn't here.
But I'm saying did they allow people to pledge it?
Yeah, when it first came out, there are some people who haven't, and supposedly they're going to be doing it again for like all of these ships, for all of these, all the ones that they've already done before. So that's the day that I'm crossing my fingers. I have I'm sure the ship will be like $150 at least, and I want to get this ship because, like I said, as the merchant, I want to be able, because the Constellation can haul a lot of cargo, but this thing can haul like 2 or 3 times that. I mean, so just instantly getting right into the game, just for our squadron alone, I could be bringing in tons of cash or credits instantly with this ship because of just how much it can carry. And at the same time, we could do instant long distance runs as well. So that's a double plus.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's if there is going to be a need for fuel tankers carrying, I mean, in space. I'm kind of thinking that the main thing that they're going to be doing is you're going to be picking up fuel from a world, and then parasets on, and then delivering them to
delivering it to another world or like a space station.
Yeah, and then selling it. So it's going to be kind of not immaterial, but not. Hey, Paraset.
Hi there.
Hey.
Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries.
And see, I think what I think they're going to be doing with it is space is huge. Okay, so I think what it's going to be is each ship will have its obviously its certain amount of fuel that it can carry. But let's say we're going from we're going to Earth and we need to travel to we're traveling into the Geon space, or something like that, and somewhere along the way the shortest route to get there, we wouldn't pass any stations, any planets, anything like that. So what do? You could detour and take a longer route if you really wanted to, but if you have the Starfarer with you, you can just fuel up halfway and get to your destination a heck of a lot faster than if you did without it. And that's kind of how I think it is. Like I said, with the real world thing, I think it's going to be the same way that our Navy does with they're going from the United States to the Sea of Japan, and halfway they get there, they're going to run out of fuel. So what do? They bring the tankers along with them to refuel, so they never have to stop going. So I think that's pretty much going to be the same function as the Starfarer.
Yeah, you could be right. I don't know. I mean, I would like to see it, used in that capacity, but I don't know if Chris is going to have that level of detail. Yeah, I know he talks about it's going to be the most detail in Star Citizen ever seen before and all that stuff. But you also hear him say that's not going to be available in version 1. That's a really good idea. We'll have to think about it and stuff. So he's not. It's not going to be all inclusive. Yeah, it's not going to have every single option. You just can't do it in a game. I mean, just play real life if that's what you want. Every single.
Yeah, exactly.
but he will. If it's something cool and something that you never know. I mean, in the multiplayer, in the persistent universe, there might be times when Starfarers are out there refueling you and you get a chance to buy gas, in space or whatever, and then, or you could be that player that's selling the gas. Now, how much do I really need? How much gas do I really have to buy? Because in the dogfight module, it doesn't seem like I need to buy any gas, right? I mean, the only thing that I use up is my thrusters, and then at the end of the fight or whatever, they replenish because I'm cruising along and I'm scooping up hydrogen out of space. So big ships might burn up thrusters a lot faster and replenish a lot slower, maybe. And then the fighter, maybe not so much. It might, maybe fighters aren't going to be buying gas from you, but maybe like Constellations and Retaliators will be, because they'll need it for their engines or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
Or jump engines might take a certain amount of fuel that just dogfighting doesn't use.
And I guess that's just going to be more speculation, and just I guess we'll have to wait and see. I guess the one thing I'll have to say with that is I really hope that it's the way that I described, just because it, as fun as it would be to be able to have the ship and be able to do that, and even with the Constellation or any of them, it's extremely boring if it's just okay, I'm going from point A to point B, and I hope I run into somebody that needs gas between these points. And then if I don't, I'll turn around and head back to point A. And it's like, if that's the extent of the Starfarer, no one's going to buy it. No one's going to want it. It's going to get left up to the AI to do it.
No, I mean, there's going to be planets out there that are going to say, hey, we can't produce gas. We need gas.
Well, yeah,
and this other planet produces it, and they want you to carry it from point A to point B. So you'll already have like a trucker run set up,
which is fine. But I guess with like the Constellation, it's like if our squadron needed something, I was hauling cargo, but it was precious cargo.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Then the whole squadron could get involved. Could cover me. There's more to the Constellation and hauling cargo than just going from point A to point B, or hey, I need this and going to that. I mean, that's the majority of it. But there's still, with its weapons, there's a little bit broader thing that it can do. If you just leave the Constellation or the Starfarer up to just doing that, to just being a cargo hauler, it'll get boring very quickly.
Right.
Because it's like playing, Euro Trucker but in space. And that's, I mean, if you're into that, fun, great. If not, pretty boring.
Get ready to be bored. No.
Yeah.
Hey, Perset, what you up to, man?
Hi, Mr. E. How you doing? Just
Doing
got
good.
back. I just got back. Running a little late today.
Yeah, I see that. I see that. Well, we just got finished talking about the Mustang and how it sucks, and the Starfarer on how it's too fat.
Yeah, it is pretty fat.
It is fat, but you know the reason why it's fat, of course, as you were just saying though, is to carry all that freight, and that freight being liquid cargo. And the interesting thing about liquid cargo is that I mean, it could be milk. You know, could be.
Yeah.
It may not just be fuel.
Could be exotic fish.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, I would love to have more fish for my fish tank.
Exactly. I hear
right.
you. I hear you.
But I mean, and listening to what you were saying, I can see where you're coming from. You know, as far as that Starfarer, and the interesting thing though is that when I was looking at the description again, just read, it talks about the spaceborne fuel from gas giants. That's what they're saying in the description. So I think Mr. E's right when he's talking about exotic fuel. It's definite. I mean, why wouldn't it be an exotic fuel?
Mm-hmm.
And so my question here is that if it's involved in active transport, see, one of the things that's going to be important in this game is money, and those military operations are only going to pay so much. However, running fuel, a couple of Starfarers, my personal feeling is that could, that might be able to run you up some bucks, if that's what they're going to add into this. So, but you brought up some important points too, though, Katz, as far as what as far as just how slow this thing is.
Well, let me say this. Okay, just put yourselves in the shoes of Chris Roberts. Okay, he tells his team, "I want a ship that carries fuel." Okay, why would he do that if he didn't have plans for it? He would have said, "I want a destroyer," or "I want, a flying saucer," or he wanted something else. But he said to his team, "Make me a Starfarer that carries liquid." Now he's got to have some reason for doing that. It's not just, a random occurrence that the Starfarer was just made. They've got to have some kind of plan in place for that. That's what I'm thinking. So it looks like it's going to be any of the ships that are like role specific are definitely going to have some kind of purpose in the universe. So
Yeah, I'm
I
sure
agree.
they will. Yeah.
so he's going to have to say, let's make a mission or a reason to have this ship, or we wasted all this time making it. Why did we make this ship if we don't have any missions that require you to carry fuel from point A to point B? So I don't think it's not going to be well worth it. I just don't think that fueling out in space is going to be part of that equation. I mean, it's possible. Like destroyers, of course, they can't land on a planet or whatever. They're going to have to get fuel from somewhere. So,
And it's funny. Did both of you happen to read anything from the Galactic Guide on the Starfarer?
no.
Neither one of you? Okay. Because I'm there now, and I'm just, I just did a real quick Google on as far as the Starfarer, and it's just 2 paragraphs. It says, where the Freelancer was designed to appeal to a wide variety of small-scale roles, the Starfarer is going to be a niche spacecraft through and through. It says, as such, it has become the galaxy's
Niche
standard.
spacecraft? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. It's not me that's saying it. They're saying it. And
Hey, did you rent this? Oh, okay.
But it says, as such, it has become the galaxy's standard fuel transport. Then it says, seeking to expand their private spacecraft lineup, a MISC analysis board conducted an 18-month survey of space travel, which resulted in a 15,000-page study on ship roles and the current shortcomings faced by space pilots. The end result, a decision to focus development efforts on a dual-role fueling craft. Now, there's something interesting for you. Dual role? Capable of both collecting spaceborne fuel and refueling other spacecraft in flight. So, and then it says, before the first Starfarer launch, both of these roles were performed by wildly different spacecraft, none of which were intent designed. Refueling was conducted by bulk transports equipped with massive aftermarket tanks, and the process itself had become notoriously dangerous. And it says that, now, as far as a Starfarer, it says that they carry massive internal fuel tanks. It says that, what else here? It says that the Starfarer can actually scoop hydrogen from a gas giant. And then it says that they can be upgraded to carry basic refining mechanisms, so that they can actually sufficiently pure fuel themselves without a need for a refinery visit. And another upgrade they were looking at modifies the hydrogen tanking system to carry, like I was saying, milk, liquid food stuff. So again, that's what they're looking at in terms of these Starfarers. At least that's my take on it.
Okay, Cat just bailed on us.
Okay.
He's having issues with his Skype and his connection speed or something, and I think it has something to do with his Xbox. He said something about he had to turn his Xbox off when he started. So
okay,
I don't know what that's all about. But so yeah, that we're pretty much done. You came in at the very last second, and right when we were all getting ready to close up shop, really.
Yep.
And so, do you have any closing thoughts for tonight's From the Verse? I know you missed most of it, but
yeah, I personally, I think that the Starfarer is going to have its own little. I think that it's going to be a moneymaker for a lot of a lot of the units in the game eventually when Chris Roberts builds it in. And you were also talking about the Mustang, and the thing about the Mustang that I see about the Mustang is that I see the Mustang as more of a, I don't know if is it really going to be out in space, or is it just going to be utilized as a high atmosphere, as an upper atmosphere fighter?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's a spaceship. I think it goes into space flight, just like all the others. But it seems to be weaker than the Aurora, and that's pretty sad.
That is sad.
I think it's less maneuverable and has less guns and doesn't carry any cargo. And so the advantage I'm thinking of the Mustang must have is it's got to be cheap, and it's got to be one of those that I don't even being so cheap, I don't think I'd want to spend anything on it. I think I'll do some non-ship missions, where I'll be a crew on somebody else's ship and get paid until I make enough to buy something better than the Mustang. The Mustang just seems, or hopefully the stats just aren't ready for it. So maybe they just haven't given it correct stats.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty much where that's at.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's pretty much it for tonight. I'm glad you were able to make it back and jump in at the last minute. Next week we are going to deviate from the missions, from the ships. We're going to talk about something completely different. Possibly we're going to talk about life and death, probably in the universe, where we're going to talk about the consequences of taking on certain missions. Basically, consequences and rewards, and life and death and things like that is what we're going to have to be talking about. Motivations, stuff like that. So it's all going to be kind of cerebral next week.
Okay.
So
and then we'll get back to the ships at some point. But right now we're gonna like take a hiatus away from the ships so that we can do other things. Now you missed this at the very beginning. YouTube actually ended our session.
Oh wow!
Because at the very beginning, while we were waiting to get set up, while I had everything set up ready to go, I was playing some music in the background, and YouTube got wind of that, and like 20 minutes or 10 minutes into me getting everything set up, it comes up with a message saying your video has been shut down and canceled. This program's been canceled or whatever. And I was like, what? Oh, so then I had to rush to create a second version of it. And then get it all going again without any of that music. So
wow.
Yeah, and so it just kind of warns me not to play that music during a live stream.
Okay.
Yeah, and we can't sing Happy Birthday either.
Oh dear. Okay.
They say that's copywritten.
Original.
Yeah, it has to be original.
Has to be original.
Yeah. Well, the place where I got the music, they said that it was free of any copyrights, but maybe that's not true. You know, maybe one of the songs on the download was copywritten. You know, but I got it from a place that said it was not copywritten. So, but okay, I'll stop crying about it now. But all right, so yeah, check out From the Verse on Tuesday nights. We start at 8:00 Central, and we've got a couple other programs. You can watch some MechWarrior videos. We usually do those on Thursday nights, and then also on Monday we got Defiance, 8:00, and late at night, like midnight time frame. If I'm up and I'm on, I'll be playing some XCOM: The Long War, kind of doing a long playthrough of that. You guys can come check that out. And plus, every now and then I'll just log in to play some kind of Arena Commander, dogfighting. Whenever I practice my Arena Commander, I always try to live stream it, just so that if anybody ever wanted to see, they could. And that's pretty much the way it is right now. I've done a lot of star charts recently, so if you check those out. I did the Centauri one just recently, which has the Misk homeworld on it. And I also told Katz that he needs to go watch the 10 for the Chairman, because he shows off a model of the constellation. He's got a 10-inch model diecast.
Oh, neat.
That's they're talking about including with people's pledges.
Oh, okay.
For the constellation. All right, so now you got to say something with that there.
Okay. Right now it's calibrating. There we go.
Okay.
Oh, there he is. Is he back? No?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Oh, you made it back.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah, we were just closing up, really, just ending real quick. I was telling him what he had missed from at the beginning about the 10-inch die cast, and the from the 10 from the Chairman, and what else was I saying? The other programs that I have on YouTube that you can check out. And
I'm showing my alien face right now, so
yeah. Yeah, which is a good alien face. You know?
It is. Yes.
Yeah, I like it. You got an alien friend in the crater behind you, you know.
Yes.
Your eyes are twitching.
Yeah. Must be old age.
Too much caffeine.
That's what it is. Yeah, I went to Starbucks again. See what happens.
Oh, goodness. Now, Mike, when you got your camera, you probably got some software to mess around with some pictures like that, too.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Did you ever upload the software for the camera?
It never needed software. Well, I mean, a little bit. I mean, it did, but I'm not even sure how to access my camera. I've done it all. It pretty much does everything all itself. I haven't needed to.
Yeah, you need to, because that's probably part of your problem.
Well, that's the thing. When I go into like Omegle, like the site Omegle.com, I never have problems with it. Never. It's only with Skype that I have problems.
What's Omegle?
It's a thing where you can just talk to random people with video.
Okay.
And I've never had problems.
Is that kind of like what is that? Chat roulette?
Yeah, it's pretty much exactly like it.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
So, like I said, I've never had problems, so I'll have to check into it then.
Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much the end of the show. Shout out to the Fleet Marines. All right.
And stay tuned for another edition of Sharkman with Harrison.
Looks just like you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. It looks like a clan shark. I see a bunch of people behind you that you need to be eaten.
Yes.
If you turn around, will the shark turn around?
I don't know.
Or
No.
will it only go halfway and then
You'll
stop?
only go halfway. That's about it.
I'm just giggling. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream if I can ever find where it's at. Because I always forget how to get to it. There we go, live events, live now, live control room, stop streaming.